Mm. Okay, hello. I'm late. I'm sorry. Let's see. I need to check and make sure that the audio is working. So let's do that first. Okay. Hello.
So let's do that first.
I hear the audio. Amen. Amen. Hi, you guys. It's me, Just Kaya. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little out of breath. I wanted to be on time so bad. And I am, of course, as a lot of you might know, I'm new at this. I'm loving it. Of course, I'm going live. I'm going to keep this up. I love the interaction. Okay, rewind. It's me, Just Kaya, Real Talk Daily. Excuse me. Um, Just, Jusskya. Just stands for Jesus Unveil Scripture Simply. Isn't that amazing? Yes, it is. So, I'm so excited to be with you guys this evening. Um, I have set up this time for as long as you want to be here. I will be here. I'm going to be talking. I'm going to be trying out the banners and trying to put up information as we go along. I'm excited. And I look forward to having the conversation with you. Not just me, I love my opinions, and of course, I'm going to give those. But it's always a great thing to hear others' perspective. So, as you see in the title, I put word salad. And the reason why I put that is because I just been thinking about things, and it seems as though we're all doing a lot of talking, which is great. It's amazing. I love it. I love having the conversation. We don't have to agree, but we must hear each other and hear with the aspect of understanding, hearing with the intent to gain knowledge. Maybe I can understand or learn something from you. Maybe you can learn something from me. It's an amazing thing. Yes. So while I was thinking about that, and I'm going to do two things since actively right now no one's here, I want to do two things at one time. I'm running late. I really want to be on time. I set the time for 6 p.m. However, it was a meeting slipped in on there on me, which okay, fine. Trying to say you didn't know about the meeting. It was about my son's school. He's in his senior year. And I was like, well, no. And they said, well, we sent you an email. Okay. I go check the email. You sent the email 16 minutes ago. And our meeting is in 1 hour. Okay, amen. You sent the email. However, let's discuss the time that you sent me said email. But it's all good. I made it work. I made it back in time to, I was out grocery shopping for my big kids, my big boy, that boy, he's 17, he can eat. And I said, all right, well, I'll be there. I'll probably be a little late. And I'll get home as soon as I can so we can Zoom this meeting on out, which we did. So I'm going to go ahead and discuss the meeting since I'm waiting for all my beautiful people to come have a conversation with me. So my son is a very intelligent young man. I truly don't feel like he's challenged in school. But okay, neither here nor there. He's in his senior year, like I said. And he has voiced to me maybe over the last year or so that, school is not productive. School is a waste of time. That he don't agree with a lot of things and with their learning, the usefulness of it. And of course, I try to come back to him in the aspect of it's like a foundation to where you do this, and as you go on to college and go on to life, it just introduces a basic level, for the most part, of things that you will encounter, and it gives you a foundation to build up on. Yeah, he wasn't buying that either. He was not buying it, and he came right on back, and he's telling me, but Ma, I don't care. I'm not gonna go into government for sure. He's in government. I think he's in his second year of government or something like that. He's like, I'm not going into government. Well, son, you need to have an idea, like, especially like to vote and maybe understand how it's run. It can impact your life. He's like, they ain't teaching me that. I was like, okay, son, okay, well, amen. Then he goes on, he's a very intelligent boy, and he loves to have debates with me. And one day he shared with me, he goes, we were talking, of course, he took the opposing side to what I was saying. And then I was like, I need to work on the banner too. At that point, I had asked him, I said, why do you always, I said, it seems like every time we have a conversation, you take the opposite side. And he kind of giggled. And then he goes, well, yeah. And I said, is that how you feel? It seems like you don't agree with nothing I say. And he proceeded to give a little smirk on his face and say, well, I love to debate with you, mother. And I go, what? Because we can go on, because he know I'm not going to stop. So we can go on and on. And I'm like, well, did you really believe what you were saying? He's like, sometimes. But sometimes I just take the opposing side just so we can have the debate. I was like, okay. All right, son. I got it. I see you. Mm-hmm. So I say all that to say, so I had the meeting with the administrator, attendance, and all this other stuff. He's homeschooled. So they voiced that his attendance is not up to par, but he has 80 and 90% in his classes. So the problem is he finished his work too quickly and not spending enough time in each class. Like, they do it on a level. That's how they do attendance. It goes according to how much time you're spending and going there every day or something like that. So I gave them a look like, are you kidding me? They're like, no, and it's 4 white women, which, okay, no problem. I'm just saying, I'm just describing what the situation was. And I looked at them. I'm like, so what are we saying here? And they said, well, we can tell that Jeremiah finished, a lot of his schoolwork on one day. I could see like he might spend 2 or 3 days out of the week and just pound out all the schoolwork. And then he doesn't address it anymore for the rest of the week. And I go, is he passing? They go, oh yeah, he got like 94 in that class. But the way things are set up for homeschool students, they have to spend an X amount of time every day in a class or in the subject. I go, excuse me. Excuse me. So we have to do a disciplinary action because it appears like it for attendance reason and the way we calculate it, he's missing like 6 days of school. I go, huh? So if Jeremiah doesn't do this and spend the required time in each class, we're going to have to take another step and maybe have to expel him from the home school program. I go, huh? I'm looking at them like they crazy. And I said, okay, hold up. I said, so what you're telling me is, oh, and then she goes, Miss Davis, I do want to make it clear. We know Jeremiah is passing. We know he has the capability. He seems like he's a bright, intelligent young man, but he's not spending the required time in each class. What you talking about, Willis? What the hell, Willis? Who? What? What you talking about, Willis? So needless to say, we did continue the conversation, and I proceeded to say to them, you got to be kidding me. So you're more concerned about the attendance versus the school. And then they went on to describe once again that this is the policy of California, and there's an X amount of time you have to spend in each class, and wonk, 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 wonk. So I'm giving them, I guess, whatever look they're talking about with, look, she's the homeroom teachers text me right now. Is on, so you'll still see the. Okay. Okay, but anyway, we got it all straightened out. That was just one reason why I was a little late. So let's get into the topic of word salad. What I put up. Word salad. Then I put up a couple of words that I would love to discuss. So, however, the reason why I put up word salad is because from me going around to these different, like figuring out YouTube and going around to different platforms and listening to very interesting conversation, I must say I have greatly enjoyed it. I still do, still intend on doing that. And in the process, of course, of building my platform and what I enjoy talking about and sharing, which of course is my faith, which of course is community growth, education. I mean, just everything, but mainly my faith. So with this word salad, what I mean by this is, as I've been going around to different places, it just seems like everybody is regurgitating the same thing. And then, so I'm thinking about it. And as I have these conversations, I see my question then becomes, are we all talking about the same thing? Oh, you know what? Let me put the link up because anyone is more than welcome to show up on the platform and jump into the conversation. I meant to put this up there first. So there we go. Okay, there we go. So as I was saying, so it seems like everyone is saying all these same things. If you guys hear my dogs, I'm so sorry. I don't know what my daughter's doing. But it seemed like they're saying the same thing, but it also seemed like we're all having different conversations. So when I put up word salad, and then I have the word up there, I think like love, happiness, purpose, and something else, what I really wanted to do tonight is get us and have the conversation. Let's get in the same book. Let's even get on the same page. And what are we really talking about? And when I say that, what I mean is, as you guys join me up here on the platform or on the panel, as they call it, I really want to first discuss, like, when you're in a conversation and you're expressing, yeah, you know, I love that person, or yeah, this is what life means to me, and this is what happiness and so on. It seemed like a lot of us have or may have different meanings for words that we're using. So I have noticed with me going up on different platforms, please feel free to join me. If you would like to come up and have the conversation with me, I would greatly appreciate it. But it seems like to me, sometimes when I'm asking questions and I say, "Oh, what does that mean?" or what are we talking about? They're looking at me like, "Oh, Kaya, you're so naive," or they're saying like, "Well, this is what I said," and they go on to repeat it, but that's not the way I use that word, or that's not my understanding. And sometimes they didn't use the whole word out of context. So yeah. So hi, Sun Breeze, 322. If you want to come on up and let's have a conversation, I would appreciate that. And if not, I hope you hang around and enjoy the conversation. And what I'm talking about at this point is word salad. And I really wanted to discuss like different words. And before we put up the definition of it, I wanted to discuss like off the top of your head, and of course me as well, express what the definition is to us without looking to the dictionary first. So I want to start with the word love. And the reason why I want to start with the word love, because I truly feel like there is so many different interpretations of the word love. And it seems like a lot of the talk nowadays, or not even nowadays, like ever since I can remember, it's like this Black love, and it's like this community talk of us Black people, of or us as the world. And believe me, I love Black people. I do. I don't see anything wrong with me having a preference toward, yeah, if there's a black and a white, I'm gonna choose the black. I just am, you know. Soon come. Does that mean you're gonna come up soon? That'd be great. And so, but yes, innately I will, because I feel more comfortable. And of course, I choose good character, and want you to be integral and all these other things, but I'm for sure going to give you the first chance. So back to what I was saying about love. Okay, so of course, love could be used in multiple different situations or contexts. I love my kids. I love God. I love tacos, so different ways. So, first of all, we always got to make sure, because I have noticed in these YouTube streaks, people play the duh game. Oh, is that what you were talking about? Well, I was talking about this. I'm like, well, that sure is not the right context. And it's like, come on, let's keep it real. It is what it is, and let's stay focused on what we're talking about. So, me personally, if someone asks me about love and what is love to me, I'm first going to go to the only way I know love is through Christ, through God. God is love. God shows me love. And that even is expressed down to me expressing love to, if I have a spouse, it goes down to me expressing my love for my children. It goes down, and it's always a different level, of course, and a different expression. It goes down to me expressing love to people I meet, to a certain level after a certain point, yes. And then, like, even food, tacos, even God, and all of that, because whatever I relate love to, I have to compare it to that, because that is how I understand love. Okay. Happiness. And I'm not going to look up any of these definitions until, we have a couple of you guys up here to express the way you define. And don't look up the word before you come up. Don't come up like a genius, because I'm the genius. No. But so happiness to me what happiness means. Happiness is, okay, first of all, happiness is ever evolving, in my opinion, because as you grow as a person, as you learn more, as you experience more of life, I truly believe happiness, I compare it to being content. Kind of the same thing. It should evolve with you. It should grow with you. It should change as you change. What made me happy, maybe 5, 10 years ago ain't making me happy today. I have outgrown that level of happiness. That's a great thing. It's growth. So you desire and require more. And not even necessary more. It could just be different. So happiness, okay, to me is being content. Being able to be in a moment and be just okay. And choose to have a smile on your face and choose to be happy. I truly believe happiness is a choice. I do. I believe everything is a choice, to be honest, because I believe love is a choice. You have to choose these things. So I guess that would be like my first definition for everything. You have to make a choice in your life. You know. You know what I just thought? See, this is how my mind works. I'm just thinking now people are choosing to be male or female. I ain't got nothing against it. Hey, your life. I ain't got nothing against it. But I have something to say about everything. No offense. No offense. But isn't that true? You can choose to be a whole different gender. Okay, we'll leave that alone for now. But that is part of happiness. And when I think about that, because I see some programs where the person is so sad, doesn't feel like themselves from what I can gain from what they share. I can't even imagine what that feel like. I can't even begin to imagine. And I am not here to judge anyone, but could you just imagine waking up every day and you feel like you're not what you were born to be? And then I was just thinking, like, this belly. I wasn't born to have this belly. Those 2 kids. And I wake up in the morning and be like, Lord, where this come from? They ain't supposed to be there. They did it. Okay. Anyway, so happiness. Yes. And then another one I put up, purpose. Okay. Purpose is another word. I truly believe, and that kind of ties to happiness. I truly believe you can be happy until you find your purpose, until you know your purpose. And I believe that you only know your purpose is through Christ. It's through God. He reveals your purpose for your life because he made you. So he know what he created you for. And once you're living my purpose, you guys wonder why I can laugh all the time. Well, yeah. I'm just happy. I choose to be happy. I know my purpose. I'm living my purpose. I have not always lived my purpose. And I knew what my purpose was when I was a ER nurse for years and years and years. The last 5 years of me being an ER nurse, I was very unhappy in the sense to where I didn't want to do it anymore. And I really was just doing it for the money. And I can remember my last day, essentially my last day, going to work. I was driving to work, and I live in San Jacinto, San Jacinto, Marietta, Hemet area, we call the low desert. And I was working, and this is in California, and I was working, my drive was, you might as well say an hour, it's about 55 minutes, up to like San Diego way in Escondido. So I always use that opportunity to talk with my Heavenly Father, to, just have conversations with him. It would just be quiet in the car, and I would love those moments. So love is like ingredients mixed in a pot of soup. Okay. The spicier, the better. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. That's how I like it. I do it. The spicier, the better. I agree with that. I like that, keep a little fun and spiciness, some little hotness into your relationship. I can totally agree with that. I'm trying to figure out if you're female or male, Sun Breeze. Uh, I'm just nosy like that because I like to get a visual. But anyway, so I was driving, and I can remember this was the last time me going to Palomar, the last place that I worked in the ER department. And as I was driving there, I started boo-hooing. I was crying so hard because for about the last 5 years, I was very unhappy being a nurse. I was very unhappy going to this profession of mine where I was making great money. I mean, money was unbelievable, but I wasn't happy. And so on the way there, you guys are not going to believe this, I prayed and cried out to my Heavenly Father to please take this job away from me. Because for maybe almost a year, I had been trying to quit, but I would never do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't live money. So I prayed. I believe in prayer and God answered them. I prayed for him to take this job away from me. And guess what he did? Like I said, that was the last day that I worked at that job. So I went in, did my shift. Of course, it was 12, 13, 14 hours shift. I worked the night shift. So that morning I got off. I'm feeling good. I'm glad, I'm off. And I knew I had the next 3 or 4 days off. And normally, for the most part, you always work overtime, but I was over that. So I had forgot all about my prayer. So I'm home living my best life. I love gardening and doing things like that. So I was out in my backyard doing some nice gardening. I had some collard greens growing. I had some bell pepper, some jalapeno peppers. I had a lot of things. But anyway, this is the next day. I hadn't went to sleep yet. So I get a phone call from my manager. She never called me at home. I get a phone call from my manager, and she said, Kaya, you're off tomorrow. And I go, yeah. And she goes, oh, okay. Well, we need to have a little talk. And I said, okay, yeah, no problem. And she said, you might want to contact your union rep. Huh? What I do? What happened? So I said, okay. I said, well, what's the problem? She goes, well, we have a little discrepancy with some narcotics. I was like, oh, okay, amen. So I see Simon, but there's nothing on there, Simon. It's just like blank. Let's see. Oh, it's like your room. Okay. Hi, Simon. You're on mute. You're on mute. I can't hear you. Hi. Wait, are you Simon from the show? Oh, was it Mrs. B Finesse show?
Mm-hmm.
How are you?
I hope you can understand what I'm saying.
I'm going to listen intently to understand. Yes, I'm going to do my
last
best.
time you couldn't really understand what I was saying, so yeah, cool.
No, yeah, I can understand. It's coming through very clear. I think that day I had a long day too, and it might have been a little late. No excuses though. How are you doing?
Okay, it's nice to have a one-to-one. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. We kind of had a one-to-one that day, I thought. Kind of, right?
Yeah, but when when you're on a panel and all that sort of stuff, you just come off work and, you know, things are a bit hardy. You know,
Well, I'm glad
it
you
is
found
what
my
it is.
page. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like that.
You're like that?
I'm like that, yeah.
Okay, cool. So what's on your mind, my brother?
No, I was just listening to what you were saying and stuff. About
Mm-hmm.
word salad, love, happiness, life, purpose. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what would you like to share some of your definitions with us?
Um, yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of stories, but it is more so like relating to like you know, topic uh, as such. You know, people go into different relationships. You know, we all have
Mm-hmm.
our own standpoint. My whole thing is sometimes you just need to take a step back and realize that we are people. Um, and that's very hard when you're in a relationship because you get so emotionally entwined when you're in that position, whether it's a year, 2 years, 3 years. Um, and you know, I've been in a lot of situations where it's just been like, especially when I was younger, in particular, and I try to speak to the young people in one sense or another. Whether they take that in or not is something else. You know, we both have children, um, but uh, we are ultimately responsible for um, how we live our day-to-day lives, and they do listen, they do hear, and whether that's like whether it's an encounter like with you know, ourselves being in a physical position or just not actually knowing someone. You know, sometimes you could bump into someone in the road that's a young person and you spot them and they're doing something. And you're like, look, you know, you shouldn't be doing that. And they will listen, you know, just because they're your face. Like I work in an education sort of environment. Um, I've had kids where um, at the end of the day, um, they say to me, oh, you know, like my mum is not picking me up, or you know, I don't know if my dad's going to pick me up. It's kind of heartbreaking, you know what I mean? And then they sort of turn around and I sort of think, why are you talking to me about this? But
Mm-hmm.
I'm the only face they can actually relate to, although they've sort of been in this institution for a long while. Kids are not stupid.
Right.
They pick up on stuff very quick.
Absolutely.
And I have children, so that's why I'm sort of I've got my radar on in that sort of way, because I'm thinking like, well, when my child is in that sort of space, how are they thinking? You know, sometimes you can't be everything as a parent.
And you're talking in relation to like love and expressing that, or just in general of what you do personally to show that, as far as interacting with kids that you come in contact with or come across.
Yeah, so
Did I miss it?
no, you're cute.
Oh, okay. I'm like, wait, did I miss the whole point? Okay. So I kept up,
no.
right?
There's the personal level, right? So like, there's
Okay.
the thing about like black people. I think we're just highly complex, and like it's very difficult, like in terms of what we've learned and what we know and how we decipher our lives, like in terms of how we go about our day-to-day business. And especially as when you grow up, you go through that phase. Like, so like, look, I'm in education, so you go through the curriculum system, and it's like you learn certain things, and like I'm sure that in your head, you may be thinking as a young person, potentially, because there's no guidance past like 18. So what happens is, it becomes a bit of a juxtaposition. So what I experienced with my life in terms of working with students and things like that, learners, or however you want to phrase it, is that they're like a mirror of their parents, and they only know what they know, and we try to solve that at home, but we don't have enough time to actually do that. So blame can be caused and cast on parents to say, oh, you haven't done a good job, or you haven't done this, or you haven't done that.
I'm trying to figure out what we talking about here. I'm so sorry. Okay. And forgive me.
You did this the last time.
Okay, wait. Because you came in talking about word salad and the love and all of that. So what I started out with love salad, saying that we don't have or use the word correctly, or people have different meanings when they use the word love, life, or whatever word it could be, happiness. Okay, so that's where I started. And then you started there. I'm just a little lost right now because, okay, so we're with the kids and they're doing.
Right, let's break this down. Let's break this down.
Okay, let's break it down to my level so I can understand what you're talking about. Okay, so I'm listening.
What you've just experienced is word salad, right? I guess, right?
I made it up. Is that really a term? I think word salad as all these words, when you're having a conversation with someone, they're using all these words. And it's like, okay, you didn't throw every word that you didn't learn, but it's not, in my opinion, and the way I understand things, in the right context. And so when I put word salad up there, it was in reference to like, with the YouTube, with going around to different platforms, mainly talking about the men that I have found that they're expressing these things, and it seems to me just like regurgitation of what they heard, instead of listening, taking in the conversation or whatever it is, and filtrating in and out what their belief is, what they, oh yeah, I can relate to that. Oh no, I don't. Instead of just coming with this prototype, and you're saying you're regurgitating word for word. Come on, brother. You don't, what are you talking about? And I don't mean just the brother. I just mean kind of in general. I'm only using that for an example because that's what's, very magnified out there. So getting back to the word salad, my intention was like, I wanted, like I expressed what love is, what it means to me, and happiness. And then I kind of got off on a tangent, and I was sharing about me not wanting to work as a registered nurse anymore and praying to God. So when you came up, my thinking is, you started with word salad, and I'm a patient listener, and especially, I got a little bit of water to get around the beautiful accent that you have, and I get a little mesmerized. So I made sure I was listening, but I still got confused. Are we still talking about word salad? With the kids and you see what I'm saying? So I just want to make sure that I get lost.
Just gotta take this step by step. Okay.
Okay. Step number 1.
We're in a coffee shop. We're in a coffee shop having a coffee. We're in a coffee shop having a coffee. Like, so let's take the step by step.
Oh, we're in the coffee shop. Okay, so don't worry about all that other stuff I said. We're in a coffee shop right now. Are we in London or are we in Cali?
Wherever you want to be. I mean, I'm just.
No, this is your thing. You tell me. You said we in the coffee shop, so where we at? Because I need a visual.
Right. So the word salad thing, I sort of agree with you to a point,
Okay.
because people have different platforms. Sometimes, from a man's perspective, when you say word salad, that can translate into something else. In terms
Oh.
of how men think about what word salad means. So I'm just trying to detract a bit.
Okay, wait. I
Um,
heard of something else being in these streets as far as salad, like
yeah,
a sexual
yeah,
connotation. Is that what
yeah,
you're
yeah,
talking about?
yeah.
Oh,
No,
yeah, that. I just kind of use
no.
word salad, like using all these different words, but I didn't think about that till you just said it. But yeah, I learned a couple of things. I learned about groceries. I'm like, groceries? I learned about the salad.
I'm trying
I'm
to have a
like,
straight laced conversation with you. Shit, yeah.
oh, I thought we was. You said we in a coffee shop, so I'm having conversation about the things I
All right.
learned. You men are fun. You guys come up with a lot of terms. You know what else I learned? I learned 304, which is the most ridiculous thing in the world to me. So I just learned what 304 was like 3 days ago. True. And then when they explained it to me, I said, oh, that's back from beeper days. It got to be because when you had the beepers, they figure out all the ways to put the numbers to like say hello and, all these goodbye and all these things. So I said, oh, that must be back from the beeper days. So that's an OG right there coming up with that 304. And then what else I've learned? Just a lot. Oh, the simpletons, being a simp. I'm like, why can't we just talk English?
We are
Okay,
talking
I'm done.
English.
Huh?
We are talking English. It's just new
No,
age.
yeah,
Like,
but I'm
they update the dictionary every year. So like it's up to
how did
us to
all
be
of this
responsible.
start? Do you know where the English language start? Like, how did words? How was
Talking to an
words?
English person, yes.
Well, I know that, but you wasn't there at the origin, so you know where words came from. That would be a great place to start. How was word? So we got to go back to what, Greek, or when they did the
Latin,
coalifics. What is it called? Huh?
Latin, Latin.
Latin. Okay. So you do know the origin?
Yeah.
Enlighten me. Enlighten me.
Really, you want to
No,
be
I'm serious.
enlightened?
I love words. I absolutely love words. That's why I did this. I love words. I
Oh,
love
lovely. You're
conversation.
crazy. That's good.
Yes,
This
and
is
I truly believe if we're going to talk on the same level, we have to, not on the same level. If we're going to have a conversation, we got to know what we're talking about, right?
well, it depends how deep you want to dive, because it becomes a rabbit hole, and you can only do one thing at a time. So, like for me, like when you're saying something to me, yeah, and you're going, you want to deep dive into something, I'm like, okay, let's break this down. Um, and it will be the same in any conversation. So it'll be like, look, if it's that deep, and I know in my head that it's that deep, it's not gonna last like 30 minutes or an hour. Like it's gonna last weeks, years, months.
We can get
Um,
the footnotes parts of it.
Potentially, but that's not gonna round it off. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, so that's conversation for another time.
No, you can
Okay.
just break it down. So you can do parts. You can do parts. You can do parts.
So you're inviting yourself to go through parts. So we're gonna have a part 1 through to a part, who
If
knows? Because
that's
we're
what
gonna
you
go
want to
down this
do. I mean,
rabbit
I don't
hole.
know. You asked the question, so
I'm teasing. I'm teasing. I'm teasing.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
teasing.
yeah.
Okay,
I'm
so tell
gauging.
me
I'm
your
gauging.
let's start here. Let's start here. Tell me your definition of love. Let's what does that mean to you when you use that word? And just in case you missed what I said, I broke it down into you can use it for multiple different things. How you love your spouse, an expression of love for your kids, love for. I said I love tacos. That's my favorite food. So it's different things, but bottom line, what I express, what how I define love and how I know what love is because of God. I compare it to that He shows me what love is. It's because of Him is why I know and understand what love is. That's my definition of love, so to say. That's the basis.
And that's beautiful. Um,
Thank you.
no, for real. Personally, I'm highly spiritual, so um, love is an energy. I think a lot of people speak on love um, and treat it as a transactional sort of process,
Okay.
and that doesn't work most of the time. Um, Majority of the time, should I say? Um, I think you can um, understand love only when you've experienced love. You don't know what love is until you've actually experienced it. A
Yeah.
lot of people, like I spent a lot of time in the entertainment industry, and a lot of people will chase a contract, for example. So they'll chase something. It's like the
Mm-hmm.
thrill of the chase, the thrill of the chase. Um, and it's only when they actually sign on the dotted line, um, and they actually start to have to live that life, um, that they may not really agree with it. They'll tolerate it, but they won't necessarily agree with it. So they start to question, and that's like a TikTok thing. It's like tick tick tick, and they'll watch the
Mm-hmm.
clock. It's like you going into work. You go to your interview. You've always aspired to do this. You spent like 4 or 5 years maybe getting your qualification to do whatever you need to do, and then you walk into that place. No one's prepared you to actually understand what that looks like, because college was comfortable, university was comfortable. You have
Okay.
all these people that support you. You have a very comfortable situation going on, and now you're by yourself. You need to figure it out. How do you figure it out? You speak to your family, you speak to your friends. Um, they can't offer you any advice, because at the end of the day, they don't know what you're going through. And you can't really sort of rely on their information, because they're not qualified. So you try to speak to qualified people, and time is ticking. So what can you do about it, really? So love is a very funny thing.
Mm-hmm.
And what I find with people that I know that, and people that I bumped into, is that you need to speak to people who have experienced love to understand what love is. And that's the only way you're going to get on the high horse if you want to get ahead of anybody, because most people have not experienced love, as you said.
Have you
Real.
experienced love?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So from you experienced love, tell me, what does love mean to you?
Um, Content.
You know what is so, before you go further, I don't know if you heard me, but I went on to the word happiness, and I used content with the word happiness. And I said, because I believe happiness is ever evolving and it's ever growing with you. So I believe your happiness changes. Like the same thing that made me happy 5 years ago or even last year doesn't necessarily make me happy today or even tomorrow, because I'm ever changing and evolving and growing. And I use that word content for happiness. I wouldn't use it for love, but amen. Continue on. I just want to share that in case you missed the beginning part of what I was saying. Okay, so
And
content.
I understand where you're coming from, and it's something that I had to learn as I grew up, because obviously before I got married, like I was in other relationships and I was a young person. I think as a young person, you sort of lean towards happiness. But what is happiness? Happiness is an emotional thing. It's something that comes and goes. It's not something that is constant. You know, I wake up in the morning. Do I feel happy? Maybe. Do you get what I mean?
Not if it's
Even
that
if
alarm
someone's laying
clock,
next.
I don't.
Look, exactly. So it doesn't really matter who's next to you. It doesn't really matter who's in the house. It doesn't really matter. You know, that's an emotional thing. It's not something that's constant within you, within your spirit, within your soul. So I understand happiness, but I think that's why I said, like, I think sometimes this word happy is like, oh, I need to be in a relationship to be happy. It's like, what is that? How does that work? Because you're putting a lot of pressure upon yourself to try and make yourself happy all day long, because you're not going to be happy walking into McDonald's and asking for a burger that you're seeing like on a screen that looks really delicious, and then when they hand it to you, you're like, what the F's that? Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not happy anymore. I was happy and I walked in here and I wanted something to eat, but it's like, do you get what I'm saying? So it doesn't
absolutely
really
but I
work
wanted to
like
take you back because I took you off. You were saying love was content, and I apologize, and I wanted you to get back to that if you don't mind.
Right. So content, to me, and I guess from what I've learned, is being able to live day-to-day life without like thinking something's going to go wrong.
And that's love.
When it comes to partnership and relationships, let's say we were dating, I would not go into look, right, I'm gonna back off it. Right, so
look, I'm listening like, huh?
It's consistency. I think that's the premise of everything.
So consistency is love to you. The definition,
because
I'm trying to see what does love? What is love?
No,
what does that mean?
Love is being content, but consistency is part of that. I think the moment someone recognizes that something's not consistent, when you're feeling content, will throw you right off, because then you think, well, what's the problem here? And it's an investment. So, you know.
But earlier you said that a lot of people think that love is an investment, and I took it as you saying that you don't believe love is an investment.
We didn't really speak on that too much.
No, you said it. Oh, okay. All right, my bad.
No, I don't mean like financially. I just think people detract from emotional investment.
So is there any way, like, before you go into more, can you just tell me like how I told you, like, this is my definition of love. This is what, when I use the word love, or you can choose anyone, you can choose like in a relationship or related to your kids. What is your definition of what love means? What's the definition of love? Like I said, ultimately, my definition of love, the only way I know love is through God. So I compare it to that, of what he showed me what love is, the grace, and my purpose. And I guess I would even go with that word content, to be honest. But I think love is an action word. You show love, you express love. So, and I'm not trying to get you to say anything different.
No, that's quite interesting. That's quite interesting. I'm loving this conversation. Don't get me wrong.
All right.
No, I understand the whole God grace thing. I'm religious myself, but the thing is like, that's different when it comes to two people living under a household. Like I think the
Really?
God,
Okay.
I think the whole God thing is an external thing to your household. When you got two people in a house, like in a home, in a place, in a space, you got to live with each other. So like, you know, and I've got not only I've not only experienced relationships, I've experienced like my sisters and stuff. So like there's little tolerances where it's like I don't know if I want to put up with that shit.
Okay, can I understand one thing? So you're saying inside a house, inside your relationship, you don't believe God is there, right? Am I understanding you correctly? I just want to make sure before.
No, I just think it's a different thing. Like when it's like your house is your house, your home is your home, and the church is the church. When you walk out of your house, you go to the church, and you're dealing with different people and other experiences and different manifestations. So you're taking in quite a lot of different things, and you need to understand that as a human being, like what you take in. Okay, you have one person, one brain, one life. So at the end of the day, what you're dealing with in your household is what you're dealing with within your household. You need to respect that. So it's like and you know, that's quite different. What you teach your kids is not necessarily what someone else is going to teach their kids. They're going to give you you know, examples and advice and all this sort of stuff, and you take that in and you might balance it out and go maybe, you know, and you might implement that.
I just want to make sure I'm understanding you. So you separate, and I'm just trying to get clarification. You separate God is with the church, and the home, if you're in a relationship or marriage, it's separate. God is over here, relationship and home is over here. Am I understanding you correctly in your opinion?
Not totally. Like God is in that, like it's always man God, right? So it's
Okay.
that always happens within yourself. Like when you're walking as a man, you're always thinking God. So whether
do you
that's
believe God who okay. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry for cutting you off. Go ahead.
so like when you're a man, like you're always thinking God. So whether that's within your household, that's the next level. So that's who you're thinking about, right? So you got to protect your
No, we're not thinking the same at all. So I just want, I'm
well, it's
thinking something
interesting.
totally different. Yeah,
That's interesting. Well,
I think God is within me. So wherever I go, there He is. You know, so whoever my partner or spouse is, God is in him. So God is head of my house. 100%. He's the leader of my house because He's leading my husband. My husband's leading me, and I'm leading my children. So absolutely, God is not a building or a church. And my, what I believe is not a building or a church. The people are the church, are the body of Christ. I believe in my faith. So no, I'm not
right,
separate from Him at all.
Let me clarify. The separation, okay. What I'm talking about in terms of the separation is that, right, for example, we're married, right? We have a family. In our house, our personal space, right? The man usually is the leader, and then you have the helpmate. So then you have the children. The man looks to God. Does that make sense?
Yeah, looks to God
within the household. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Within everything, right? Yes.
Does that make sense? I'm just gonna try and be slow with, like, break this down to an extent. Does that make sense?
It makes sense to me. What I believe is ultimately God is head. Ultimately, the man.
So let's drag this back a bit. Okay, so you're married, right?
Okay.
You have a husband. Who does your husband look to protect your house?
Well, himself. I mean, he's going to protect my house, but God is going to lead him and be his.
You just said it there. So he looks to God, right? You said God's gonna lead him,
Yes.
right? So he looks to God to lead him. There's no one else there apart from
Mm-hmm.
God, right? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's
Mm-hmm.
within the house. That doesn't change when you go outside the house. What I was saying is outside of the house in the church is a bit different because you're dealing with different personalities, you're different people, right?
What's different? What's different?
The difference is once you get into that realm, you're taking on different personalities and you're taking on different thought processes. And sometimes, for example, like your relationship within your home is solid, right? You have a foundation, you have that agreement with your partner. And the idea is you go out and you socialize, and you go to a space where people have the same ideas and agreements with you, but it may be slightly different. And sometimes you may take those ideas, not you personally, but people may take some of those ideas and ideals on board and enforce them in their house, in their home, in their realm, in that space that you've created.
Okay. I mean, I don't. I'm trying to get your point.
There's
Huh?
no
Yeah,
point. I'm just
because
saying.
no matter where, I'm just saying my belief, I'm just listening to you. But my belief is God is with me wherever I go, and I am a representation of that. And I would hope whoever I'm around, they would know that I live or I have Christ in me and that I believe in him. So, yeah, there's no separation in my, but I'm just listening to you to understand your views. That's it. But to me,
Yeah.
there's it's not me, it's not one without the other to me. And whoever my spouse is, it's not one without the other. It's not going to be any difference how we act in the home. Once we leave the home, we're going to be a representation of that no matter where we go. It's going to be a representation that Christ leads us. But to break it down, Christ, my husband has Christ head of him. I have my husband head of me. But I also, Christ, I believe have accepted he's a head, but I trust in my husband that Christ is leading him. So ultimately, I look to my husband, for be the leader. But me personally, I have a personal relationship with Christ as well. Christ will deal with me, he'll deal with you, but I come to you for leadership because I trust that. And I'm head, or the wife is head of the kids. So no matter where we go, that is going to be what I and what my husband and we represent as a unit, no matter where, because the church is not a building or a place. What I believe our body is the temple for God. So the church is just a building. We go there. You're supposed to go there to fellowship, but that's a whole nother conversation because of, a lot of different things that, different people we have experienced. But you go there to fellowship, but technically you can go anywhere to fellowship. People can come and gather at your house to fellowship. You can fellowship about a lot of different things. So that's just,
Yes, that's interesting.
Mhm.
I think that's not uncommon. I
For believers, it's not uncommon.
well, I guess so. I mean, I'm sort of I'm always inquisitive about these sort of things. So I don't really sort of think here or there about it. And everyone's entitled to live life how they like to live.
Absolutely. Thank God we have a free will. Right.
Yeah,
I
so
mean, we have a free will.
yeah. But I mean, in terms of love, happiness,
Okay, happiness. Yes.
oh, we're moving on to the next one. What makes you happy?
Yeah, what I was saying, so for me, happiness, like I was saying, it changes. It evolves as I grow, as I encounter life. Like I was saying, so things that made me happy in the past don't necessarily make me happy today. But the origin of that all, I first have to be content and whole with myself. I need to know me, be satisfied with me, be content with me and who I am. I need to be able to be alone and like who I'm alone with, which is me, first of all. So I'm very simple. Things that make me happier, for me, happiness is so many different things. It's like wholeness to me. It's like a feeling of contentment, of calmness, of it's okay, everything's okay. I'm cool, I'm good. And not to say it just to say it, because someone say, "How you doing?" "Oh, I'm good." No, you know what I do? So when I be out in the street and someone I come across and I like at work or whatever, they'll go, "Kaya, how are you?" I'll be like, "Girl, well, let me tell you what happened this morning." And when I go into this and they're looking at me, I said, "Oh, you really didn't want to know how I'm doing. You just wanted me to say good." I was like, I'm really answering. Sometimes I'll be joking, sometimes I'll be serious, but I don't play that game. I won't just walk, "How you're doing?" If I'm asking you how you're doing, I'm really asking you. And I'm expecting, if you say you're good, okay, you're good. And then if you come to me later, well, I'm like, well, I asked you how you were doing. I really, and so I point that out. And like I was at the bank the other day, and the lady asked me how I was doing. I was like, well, here I am, wishing I had more money, but and I got this bill to pay, and I don't think I'm be able to do this and that. And she looked at me, and I was like, well, this is how I'm doing. And she just kind of laughed. I said, "Do people just always say, whatever?" She's like, "No." She's like, "Sometimes I get older people and they sit up here and have a whole 30-minute conversation with me." I said, "See, they really told you how they were doing." So I'm not that person. That's why with all of this and going around the different platforms, you really getting me. I don't, I'm just me.
Yes, bro. But would you say, I don't know how old you are, but would you say you are happy?
I can tell you how old I am if you want to know.
How old are you?
I started drinking. I think
Straight
you
up.
mentioned you're 43, right? You're 42.
Yeah, I'm 42, I think.
I remember you mentioning that. Okay, so
Oh,
of
shit.
course, no one's on here with us. It's just me and you. So how old do you think I am?
They're gonna replay this shit now, I'm telling you.
They can fast forward. It's just me and you talking. They're not gonna be like, "Oh, I wonder what
Cool.
Kaya
Let's
and
have a
Simon are
conversation.
talking about."
How old are you, girl?
Huh?
How old are you?
How old do you think I am?
Oh, don't do that one. This is the thing.
Yes,
It doesn't matter what country you're in. I'm in London. You're in the you're in the US. The same question gets posed. Even like on the like when I was in primary school and secondary school, do not do that. It's like
Why?
the
What
same thing
primary school
happens.
and secondary school? What is
Black women
secondary
are
school?
the
Is that
same
college?
everywhere, man. It doesn't matter where you are. It's crazy. It's good,
It's fun.
but it's
It's
crazy.
fun. Okay, just
Well, it's
say it.
cool. Oh no, like how I don't want to go into that pit pool where I'm gonna turn around tell
Okay,
you.
okay, I'm gonna answer you, but you had to already have an idea of how old you thought I was, right?
Right. Yeah, but now, well, like that's quiz game show stuff. Like,
Huh?
that's quiz game show stuff. It's like unless it's their prize. Nah, there's no prize. I'm just gonna get gunned down for it. It's just you
No,
got it
you're
wrong.
not. See, I thought you were kind of knowing me. I'm carefree,
Oh, you look around.
happy-go-lucky.
Oh, I'm gonna play on the safe side.
The
Just
safe
be
side. Wow. Okay.
right now. I can't play on the safe side if you know me. But just naturally I can't do it. I don't know why. I wish I could. But I would say
I don't know nothing you just said.
you got that
I heard
pen
you
in
say
you.
you're gonna play it on the safe side. Okay, you're gonna play it on the safe side. Go for it. Oh, so you're gonna say younger than what you really think. So that's playing on the safe side. Okay, got it. So go ahead.
I said I was. I said I was. I'm not going to anymore. So I can't naturally.
Good.
That's why I don't do it. I don't do it naturally.
Good.
Like the women I
Good.
know, like they know who I am. I'm just raw like it. Like yeah, just
So just say what you thought before. You have initially had already.
I would say you're
thought.
around the same age I am, to be honest.
Okay.
That was my take. Might
What
be wrong.
number?
You don't look that age.
Okay.
But you know, I would say if I was to make a conservative guess.
Okay. Conservative guess. Okay.
Throwing myself in the river.
Okay.
I'd say you're around the same age as I.
I need a number, Mr. Simon.
You're in your 40s, I'd say.
I need a number. It could be 40 or 49.
Nah, not towards 50. I'd say sort of.
Okay. What's the number?
The higher range. So, like 41, 42.
That's the lower range. You said the higher range, but you gave me the lower range.
I think in England we do metrics a bit different, but.
Oh, okay. So lower means higher. Higher means lower?
I mean, someone said something else the other day. They said backslash when we use forward slash. You know, like
we have a backslash and a forward slash.
Yeah, I think it was one of the YouTubers that were like they keep using forward slash. I was like, it's not that. But over here, if you want to appeal to an international sort of, audience, which you do, but sometimes they don't. They round it up. So, are you 42?
So you say 42.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So another question. How old do I look?
You're not even answering the question. Like I asked you.
I promise you, I'm going to answer it. I promise. I got the final answer. Then that would end this whole conversation. I'm having fun, aren't you? No one's here but me and you, so.
But now, it's not going to be documented. But it's shit. Look.
So how old do I look?
Just for the how old do you look? I mean,
yeah.
I can't really say because we're talking over the internet, but you look good.
I appreciate that.
You look at healthy, especially like with a lot of women. Not
with what? See, every time you go with your little things, I can't hear you and I can't understand.
Sometimes like some, some women. Maybe it's just I've just got a sort of state as like I've had a unique experience in life, especially with women. So like when it comes to looks, this, that, the other, I've always sort of been able to luckily be with women of a certain level in terms of looks and stuff. So for me, you look well, you look good.
What's the age?
I said like, it's hard to judge, but I would say you're around my age.
I know. I said, then you made a distinction because you said something different. You said, well, you look, and then you was like, well, I'm going to go by what I think. So I assumed that there were two different.
This is from like, like when I get like, people do stuff. So you got to go to work, you hang around people, you see certain people. people do stuff online and stuff, and they cake themselves up and all that sort of stuff.
Just
You look
play
kind of
along.
natural.
Just play along. Just play along.
Is
Just
that
play
you natural?
along.
Are
Sonny.
you natural right now? Is that you ain't got no makeup on or anything like
No,
that, or
no makeup. I got
straight up?
lashes.
Yeah, straight up. It's not like, yeah, it's not
No
scary
makeup.
lashes, but you know, that doesn't look. No, you look natural. You look cool. You got a little freckle thing going on. So no, it's what you need to do? Give you a number or something? I mean,
Yes.
in terms of what? I ain't chaos. No, I don't do the whole
Hallelujah.
9 to 10 scale
Huh?
thing. I don't do the scale thing. I don't get that. But
Oh, you
no,
mean like what is your what is your height, weight, and dress size? You talking about that
um,
Kevin Samuels bull crap?
no. I mean,
Where a
he's
woman
got
is supposed
he has a legitimate claim because he's an image consultant, and I think that's the whole thing that people don't get. It's just like he is an image consultant. I've worked
I
in the media
totally
industry.
get it.
Yeah.
But what the funny
But
part
I'm
is,
not qualified in that sort of sense. Like I'm like I need to see you like in
yeah, no,
my face.
absolutely. But the
Um,
funny thing is, all those women that call in, they're just so like, I mean, it makes for a great show. It's hilarious. But they're so, in my opinion, delusional. It's like, girl, you can barely put a sentence together. It's like, don't even know the value of money and stuff. But that's, neither here nor there. But I know he's an image consultant, but on the platform he's more so discussing relationship and men and women, and then that's how I found out about him, because he came for me. I didn't go for him. I wasn't looking for him. He came for me. So he's put himself in a position where he is a relationship guru, I guess.
he's not. No. I don't really think so. I think people sort of look. You could be a relationship guru tomorrow. Do you get what I'm saying? If you got put on
Right.
World Star
But I
and
will
you
put
chose
this
to
out
actually
there.
do
I
it.
do agree with him. I agree with a lot. I haven't heard anything that I disagree with him. I will say that. Absolutely. Well, I mean, in general, but when he came for me, he ain't know me personally. When he say things personally about different people, I don't agree with that. I don't agree. You like he told me you need therapy. What? I don't even know you. You ain't even heard like not even 0.00001% of my life. How you gonna tell me I need therapy? How you gonna tell me I'm a horrible person? I don't believe when he go after individuals and not knowing them. But in general, I agree with him in general. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, I don't. Look, Kevin Samuels is Kevin Samuels. It's like anything we tune into. I think if you tuned into Oprah and she had a subject matter and that's what she was talking about, like on that day, at that time, in that moment, like it will become what it will become. Like you can't really do anything about it. It's like it's nothing to do with you, like personally. And
Okay.
I think people take things very personal. Like
Well, if he
where
comes to me and he's talking to me and he's saying Kaya, and I take that
he
personal
wasn't
because he's
saying Kaya, he was a person that pulled up on another stream.
who?
You pulled up on another stream, as far as I was aware, and then he clicked in.
Yeah,
Is that right?
amen. Yep. I was talking about something
And at the
totally different.
time, and at the time, that's what it was. Like today, it's different. Like now we know who Kaya is. So, it's a different thing. It's
No,
like what he said is what he said. And I think, if you're the thing is like this is media, right? This is like newspapers. It's like you pick it up today, you throw it down the trash tomorrow. At the end of the day, you're part of it now.
True.
Like
I like
you
that.
are,
I like that.
you're sort of like, okay, it happened. Okay, like I don't give a shit if someone's chat shit about me, because that's what happens in life. Like when you go into work and like you have people and they will talk, they'll back chat, they'll go into the, you know, everyone's got their own fucking opinions. Who gives a fuck? At the end of the day, it's like, you're here now. If that was meant to be, it was meant to be. Like if you
I
didn't pull up
believe
with
it
Kenny
was.
Samuels, I wouldn't be talking to you. You don't know who you're going to be talking to about 10 years time. You don't know
I
what the hell's
100%
going to happen.
agree. Yes.
So just let
It's
let
just,
that slide. At the end of the day, it's like, that's what it is. It's like, I think people get too caught up sometimes in
it
terms
was
of,
just conversation.
yeah, I mean, like it's a learning thing, and that's the whole thing about sort of,
Everything
like,
about life is learning.
you know, we gotta work while we're, you know, we've got to do things as the plane's being built. You can't sort of, you know, and it is tough, like when you're, you know, and it's like kids when they talk about like cyberbullying, for example. It's like you start to think, oh, how can you be cyberbullied over the internet? That's crazy. But we're
I know
adults
that
and we're
is
having
crazy.
whole conversations, like, and we're
Right.
getting real emotional about stuff. So it's like, no,
Absolutely.
don't get emotional. Appreciate the fact that it's actually happened. Move on, like, and appreciate what comes from that, because anything can come from that. You don't know. You don't really know. Like we can have an IG chat, and then I could come over and see you. Do you get what I'm saying? And that something could come from that. You don't know. Like, and this whole reluctancy to be in this thing where, oh, we don't want to understand what's going on in the modern world. And I think that's the message more so. It's the modern world, not the modern woman or modern man or this. We're living in a modern world. We need to move the hell on, like, because what we're doing is we're being very reclusive in our thought process in terms of, oh, this is happening, that's happening, that happened about 4 or 5 years ago, blah 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 blah. And it's like, you're talking too much. Let's get the hell on with it. Like, let's make some connections. And you know, we're people. We have these facilities now. I would not be speaking to you 4 years ago. No hell way would I be talking to you over the internet 4 years ago. No way. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like, how is that
No,
happening?
absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
you know, what is the problem here? Everyone's trying to bring their whole
It's
sort of
not
like,
a
oh, we have this,
problem.
blah, blah, blah.
It's conversation. That's how we were able to get here, because people talk to other people. That's how you get to anywhere. It's just conversation.
But to
That's
meet
all.
with like-minded minds is not something to be taken for granted. And I think people do take it for granted. It's like,
Take what for
although
granted?
we're in this situation, and we have these capabilities now, we're not acknowledging it. We're not making the effort. It's like me and you, we're having a chat. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we bounce emails? Why don't we talk? You don't know. I could get on a plane like in 2 months. We could have a real conversation face to face. You
Mm-hmm.
might talk to me about some real issues. Do you get what I'm saying? Because online is online, but you don't know what's going to become. But we're
Okay.
so, sometimes in our feelings, we get so, like, online, we get so in our feelings. It's like, oh, you get all antagonized, and it's like, oh, you don't know this person. Do you want
Are
to
you
know this
saying this
person?
in general about people, or?
Well, there's just a lot of platforms and stuff that's gone on and blah blah blah. I think it's
But
just a
don't you?
learning curve.
I agree, but don't you think even so, people are still being themselves for the most part? Whether whatever conversation and what they say here, if it was in person, do you not think it would be the same reaction?
I can't really say what people will do. What I can say is I'm accountable for myself, and the people that I speak to, I would like to actually sort of have real conversations with in
So
my
you don't think
lifetime.
this is a real conversation if it's not in person?
I can't talk for other people. I think there's different
No, I'm asking
people that have.
you.
different conversations. Like the conversation I'm having with you may be real to you if you choose for it to be real. Like there's people that I've met online and I've met personally. So it's whether, does that make sense?
Yeah, yes, it does. But I was waiting for where you're gonna go. Was it the same person or were they different in person versus online?
Now, most people that I meet online that are willing to meet in person are the same person. They don't.
Look at there. Look at
Where are you
there.
going with this, madam? Where are you going with this?
No, because I actually, because what you were saying before was it's hard to have a real conversation in this atmosphere. You don't know if it's, you have a different conversation online versus in person. And then remember, I just asked you, I said, do you not think, like, if you're having this conversation online, do you not think they're going to respond the same way in person? You said you didn't know. But you just proved to yourself you did know.
No, everyone's different. Like I've met some people.
Well, of course, we're not talking
exactly.
about all.
That's
We're
just
never
life.
talking about all.
Yeah,
But
that's
you
just life.
said of the people you have met online first, I'm assuming it's more than one because you use the plural. So it sounds like you're at 100% of the people you met online and then met them in person, they were the same person.
Yeah, some people, not all. So that's the point I was making. Point I was making was, me personally, there's only certain people that will make that effort, should I say, to sort of say, okay, yeah, we've had a conversation online. Let's actually meet and talk face to face and have that physical interaction so that you can sort of gather certain things to understand, where people are coming from for real. Because most of the time we're trying to connect for a reason. So, we're having a conversation now, but it's like, why are we having a conversation now? How did we manage to sort of get to this point where we're interacting? And
you
what?
called me.
So sorry.
Did you hear what I said?
Oh no! I just saw your face expressions be real.
Okay.
What did you say?
I'll let it be.
Say that again.
Because you called me.
Because I called you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You called the show. We were talking about, we're supposed to be talking about word salad, but no one's here. It's just
talking
me
about
and
something
you.
else totally, completely. That's cool.
We are really talking word salad now. Yes, absolutely.
So where you at then?
Huh?
Where you at?
Where am I at?
Yeah, what part of the States are you at?
I'm in
You know where
California.
I am. Oh, right, okay.
I think you're in London, right? England.
Yeah.
London. Wait, isn't that the same place? London, England? Wait, okay.
Is that
I'm not
what
good
is
with
to
geography.
you?
Huh?
Out of interest, is that what it is to you? Because I have a lot of conversations with people like from the US, and they don't really understand what England is. So it's like, is
You
that
know
what
what?
is to you?
I'm fascinated with it, especially after I watch that show on Netflix about Crown. Was it The Crown about Diana?
Yeah.
Well, okay, but I had a better understanding as far because I didn't understand what makes them the royal and why they get to do all of this and
That's
okay, well that's all I know.
That's what I mean. And this is the
I
thing.
didn't realize there were so many black people there. There's a lot of black people.
Yeah, right.
I did not realize that.
This is the thing. This is exactly why. And this is what's so frustrating.
And I didn't know you guys were so close to Africa, right? No? Oh, okay. I'm
No,
wrong.
no. We are
Oh,
closer to Africa than you are. But I'm
yes,
just
yes.
saying the whole misconception. Like I get messages from people like every day talking about this sort of shit, and it's like it's crazy how you know people from the UK are so in tune with the US, but the people from the US are not so in tune with the people from the
The
UK.
people from the
Like
U.S. are not. It's is not consumed with anybody outside the U.S. We're a very
that's
self-centered country. We only
that's
care about us. We don't care about y'all. In that sense. So yes, I totally agree with that.
yeah.
Absolutely. But go ahead.
No, that's the sentiment that
Yeah,
I've
but
been
I
told.
didn't know that. And then so it's okay. So England is okay. Y'all don't call it state city, so that's the country, or is
Well,
it
England,
London? Huh?
like London's a city, so London's like New York.
Yeah, it's the city. And then
Yeah, so
England
London's
is the
London's
country,
like
it's not the
yeah,
state. It's not the
England's
state.
country, and then and then there's the United Kingdom. So the United Kingdom is made up of different countries that forms the United Kingdom,
Oh,
which is Scotland, Ireland, Wales, and England. I thought you were married. Ain't you married?
no, I'm divorced.
All right, okay.
No. Yeah, I'm divorced. Yeah.
All right, cool. And you're in California.
Why you say that?
I'm just interested. I'll get on a plane tomorrow.
Wait. Okay, wait. Something wait. What? What you drinking over there?
I'm joking, man. No, it's an interesting conversation. But that's what it
Okay.
is. It's there's the United Kingdom, there's England, and London is like I would say New York of in
Okay.
relative sort of stances from our perspective. So we
Okay.
we will probably sort of relate like London to New York, given
Mm.
the city as it is. I know there's East Coast, West Coast, but
Yeah, just opposite ends and yeah, no biggie. Yeah, like I'm on, I told you I'm Cali, so of course that's West Coast, and I've been to New York a few times. I really like it there. I enjoy it. I always said that if I didn't have kids, I probably would have moved to New York. That's how much I loved it when I visit. Are you frozen? Are you okay?
I'm listening to you. Shit.
Oh, okay. So we should get back to the topic, or because this life is
Life
not the
and
topic.
purpose. Okay, so we went from love,
Okay,
happiness,
yeah.
and
So let's
then
talk
sort of
about
so
do you know what your purpose is?
yeah. Um, I
Oh,
guess
wow.
I guess this didn't, and I think for a lot of men, purpose didn't really sort of click in until about 2 years ago, because it wasn't really a topic of discussion, and they didn't really have other men around to sort of put that across in terms of what purpose is. Um, Strangely enough, like as I said, I've lived quite a unique life, so I've always been like that. I've always sort of had to sort of go about things understanding that you need to have some sort of purpose, because um,
I
um,
think I don't know if it's Sunbreeze, are you a female or a male? I think he or she pops in and heard what you just said. I was like, huh? Mhm. You see, he's still here, Sunbreeze, huh?
making me
He
stress.
ain't left yet. We're having a nice conversation, though. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. I don't know what he drinking over there, though. He getting a little bit more free and free. No. Okay. Is it tea? It has to be tea, right? I mean, it doesn't have to be, but it should be. Is it tea? Well, no, because it's not in the right
Can't
cup.
promote any brands, so like I'm just gonna let
Huh?
you sort of. I can't promote any brands, so I'm just gonna leave it at that.
No, Brent, you ain't gotta say. You can say generally what it is. What? You don't have to say the brand.
Coca-Cola. It's like shit.
Oh, okay. She a female. All right, Sunbreeze. Yeah. So, do you think he's cute, Sunbreeze?
What?
Let's see. Come on, Kim, up with us. Let's talk about it. Let's tease him. Let's gang up on him. Okay, so what is it? Is it a what type of beverage is it then?
We're getting off topic. I thought we was talking about.
Oh, so you don't want to share. Okay, what is your purpose?
It's not a big deal. Shit.
I'm telling you, I can think about multiple things at the same time. We didn't finish not the age thing.
Okay.
We were just talking about purpose, right? Mm-hmm. And then we were talking about England. So we got back to purpose now. We've been talking, we invited Sunbreeze to come up with us.
She coming up?
Go ahead. I put the link in. Let me put it in again.
Sunbreeze is present.
Let's see. There we go. Okay, so go ahead. What's your purpose? You said you know your purpose and you discovered it, what, about 2 years ago? If I understood you correctly.
Yeah, the funny thing is there's a lot of people that are like doing a lot of content on YouTube. And something that you said, like you just became aware of in terms of the manosphere and all this sort of stuff. So there's like a lot of people that are doing a lot of things. And they, this whole idea about purpose has not become apparent to young Black men or older Black men even. Okay. Within the last couple of years, I think, but I inherently myself, personally, it's been standard, like, but I'm unique. I've come from a completely different background. Like I had to, live by myself since I was 16 years old. I've held my own household down since I was, that age. And I had to understand, bills and working and the whole sort of setup in terms of life and how, things work. But a lot of other young people, like men, they may live with their parents and all this sort of stuff. So they don't really get that sort of stuff until they're a bit older. And they don't, if you've got some person sort of like feeding you like breakfast, lunch and dinner every day, like you don't really sort of get it. Do you get what I'm saying? And then you walk into a woman's life, you're expecting them to do the same damn thing. It's just like, what the hell is that?
Does this have to do with your purpose?
Yeah. So you understand purpose from understanding yourself. Like purpose is a self-motivation driven thing. It's understanding what you're about, who you are, and what you're meant to be on this planet whilst you're living. So
how do you discover your purpose?
Personally or generally?
Personally.
Me, how did I discover my purpose?
Okay.
I was 9 years old and I had a pair of binoculars given to me by my mother. Like that enabled me to disguise and see the stars in the universe. And it made me understand that things was more than me.
Okay. Okay. So what is your purpose? To gaze into the universe and look at the stars, but what's your purpose?
You understand that you're then a human, like on a planet on Earth. Okay, I don't want to go too deep because it might frazzle you.
Yeah, no, but okay. I guess my question is, what is your purpose here on the planet Earth?
To be the best person I can, and spread as much knowledge as I can to as much people.
Spread as much what?
knowledge as I
Knowledge.
can
Okay.
to within my community, because that's who I am. I'm not a white person, I'm a black person, and that's where I've landed. So you have to sort of,
Wait, you're not white?
no, not at all. Like I've
Oh.
got a bit of that in me, but it's like you land where you land, right? And you are who you are. And at the end of the day, it's like you can't force people to do stuff, but there's certain people in my life that have come out of that. So there's I've benefited from certain people, like mentors, people in industry, people who've done stuff, people who have enabled me to be the person that I am, that have come into my
Okay.
life.
Oh.
Should I shut up?
No, not at all. No, keep going.
That, that have come into my life that I've benefited from, okay, who have been very successful people, that has enabled me to be a person where I'm able to have the life that I have to live, without contention, without sort of being angry, without having to think about things too tough, because that whole waking up in the morning, I've got to do this thing, when you're sort of contentious about it, it's a problem. If you're actually able, and this is not about having a qualification or this, that, the other, but if you're sort of waking up every day and you're angry with life, what's going on there? I mean, that's not healthy, and it plays on your mental health. It plays on, if you've got children in the house and all the rest of it. I've got a daughter, and I'm very gracious for her presence. She's so amazing, like, and the love that she gives me and the love that I give her, I'm gracious that I'm in a position to be able to do that. But I understand that other parents can't do that. They get really frustrated, and it's like, oh, it's almost like a chore. I don't see parenting as a chore. I see it as blessing.
What do you think about what Sunbreeze said? I had to go fishing to find my purpose. I take it in the sense maybe we both found our purpose the same way. If it's like what is that called? Like a metaphor. If it's like a metaphor, because the way I describe and know my purpose is, like I told you earlier, everything to me is based on my relationship, my faith with Christ. So my purpose is, the only way I can find and know my purpose is through him and because of him. So right now, in this season, my purpose is and has been to start this YouTube channel, to share my life, to be a person that because of everything that I've been through in my life, and I'm an open book that I'm willing to share, and I have learned so many things, how Christ has been there for me throughout my life, how he's always been present. I shared a story yesterday on my live about him being ever so present and it being so obvious. So my purpose is to share, to be an influence, to inspire, encourage women, to be that person to where they know that they're not alone, just because of me and my willingness and desire and purpose to share my life and to be a vessel for Christ, for him to use me to share. And because when I was growing up, I'm an only child. And my mom put me out when I was 18 years old. And I had nowhere to go. But of course, I found somewhere to go. And I've never been back home. And I went through life learning and growing and maturing solely through life experiences. So I had no clue what a man was and was supposed to be. I never knew my father. My mother was, I guess you can't say the word on here. My mother was sexually assaulted when she got pregnant with me. She had me at 17, and then she didn't have any more kids, but it went on to where she did the best she could. So she put me out, told me she did her job. And then from there, I have and had an amazing life, discovering and learning and developing from my experiences. So when I look back on that and how I bottom line with the Lord let me know my purpose is because I have the personality where totally anybody can ask me anything and I will tell the 100% truth with no problem. I'll tell you what I've been through and my views with no problem, in the hopes to inspire, encourage, like I said, but also I look back and wish, I do wish I had someone there back then to be a mentor or someone where I can ask questions, even though I didn't even know what questions to ask because I had no clue. Through high school, my mother would only tell me, get through high school without getting pregnant and I will be happy. And then once I did that, and because of other things that happened, I'm not going to go into that now, but I'll go into it later. It's really all on my channel and on my podcast. She put me out. So, okay, fine. Went on, and learned some things, went through some things and ended up getting married. I'm freezing over there, huh? End up getting married and going through a lot of things in life. So this is my purpose. I know for a fact. And I've been knowing maybe over 10 years. No, not maybe, for sure over 10 years what my purpose is or was. Just didn't know how I was going to get here because I was working. I went to college working as an RN, making all this money. I wasn't at the end happy there, wanting to leave. I was sharing that. I don't know if you were listening to that, but then I didn't end the story, what finally happened for me to leave nursing, and then me and you start talking. So this is my purpose, to share my life and to let women or whoever needs to hear that, they're not alone. And whatever I can share from my life to encourage whoever it's for, and they will find me, I will find them, and whatever that looks like. But that is my purpose. I'm sorry to hear about this. You seem like a strong and brave woman now. Thank you. Yes, and it is because of everything that I've been through. But however, Sunbreeze, the amazing thing is, even from the very beginning, when my mom put me out, I never had no fear, no doubt. I was always comforted, by my spirit. I had already been saved for years and always seek the Lord. And it was really, I had a naive sense of security, I would have to say. A very naive sense of security. I didn't have any fear. When I look back, I found myself, when I look back now, I'm like, that was a really dangerous situation. I look back at multiple things that I allowed and decisions I made. It could have turned out really bad, but it didn't, and I truly believe, because of my faith, my covering, my who I followed, who I've always desired to know 100% him, not for any gain, not for anything to go try to convince someone else per se, but I truly always wanted to know him for me. And it's always been a desire in my life. But yes, and my mouth gets me in trouble now because I'm too free, I'm too open, and but it's all good. It's me. I don't know how to be anything else. I only know how to be me. And I'm happy with me. Bottom line. Huh?
Be you.
That's all I can do. And I actually like being me. I enjoy being me. Like when I first started this live, I was expressing how I'm just happy. I like to laugh. I don't, I could take things serious, but in the end, I do find humor in most things. I truly do. And I don't cry. Like my mom passed away, and it wasn't something for me to cry about. I mean, I was sad, but it wasn't like a boo-hoo type of thing because I know she was saved, and I'm like, she's in a better place. She's better off than I am, in the end. But I like being here. Don't get me wrong, Lord. I ain't ready to go now. But anyway, so that is my purpose. And then that also, it all goes together. So that's my purpose. That's my happiness. That's my love. What other word did I put up there? I forgot.
That was it. I mean, I think we went through love, happiness, happiness, life, purpose.
Okay. And then we were supposed to go into other words. So Mr. Simon, you haven't really given me a definition. So after this, we're supposed to look up the real meaning of in the dictionary, what the word means, like in general, to see whose perspective. That was kind of what I was going to play off of.
Sorry, what do you want me to do?
Miss Sunbreeze, are you gonna cam up? You don't even have to cam up. Just come up and let us hear your beautiful voice and your perspective, and then we can look up the word. I don't know what's wrong. Am I freezing a lot on this thingy here?
How often are you going to do this? Is this a weekly thing or is it?
No, I'm really supposed to be doing it daily. I'm going to. Okay, so why don't I keep? Oh, maybe I'm just moving slow. Oh, okay. No, my your wish is God's gift to you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Sunbreeze. For the most part, daily, but when I first started it, because I'm still learning it and I'm not very computer savvy, and my son knows computers in and out, but that big booger won't help me because he says, Mom, you have to learn on your own. That's the only way, if I keep telling you. So which is true, because he knows computers in and out. But so I'm learning. I'm still trying to, tonight I was supposed to be trying to figure out, like over here in StreamYard, they have over here, you can do banners. Oh, see, I have the other one there. I need to edit that so what I was going to do, okay, so let's create a banner. We're going to scroll it, and then let's do this. And then we can have a discussion.
Are you on tomorrow as well? Or is it?
Yes, I will be on tomorrow as well. I will.
What time do you come on?
I don't know. Probably about the same time. I was talking to a couple of regular people that showed up or whatever, and what my plan is, I'm probably going to just do night, through the night, because there's a couple of truck drivers that are during the night, and then it's not really anyone live, kind of in this circle of YouTube that do nighttime. So and I'm a night person. I work nights my whole adult career, and you can still see.
Are you on IG?
Huh?
Are you on IG?
Yeah, I haven't. It's just everything is just Kaya.
Cool.
I'll
try and get in touch with you.
You're what?
I'll try and get in touch with you on IG. I'm more on IG than YouTube and all the rest of it.
Oh, and I'm more. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, here's the first. The IG. I try to. Okay, look at this. Let's see. I put up. Oh, there we go. Okay. I put up a couple of videos. I really don't get IG that much, but okay, look. Okay, wait. Let me see. Did this work right? Let me wait. Oh Lord. Okay, so let work with me. Work with me. Patience. Patience is a virtue. Okay. So do that. There we go. There's the definition in the dictionary what love is. So would you agree with that? Love is an intense feeling of deep affection.
Yeah.
I'm talking. Oh, you would agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think like people just don't know what love is. I mean, it's I don't really
Well, that's
have
why we're
any
having this conversation.
like the look. If you don't know what love is, you don't know what love is. I think love, the word, is just bantered around like anything. It's like saying bro. It's
Exactly.
like, oh
That is
yeah, I'm
my
gonna go.
point.
You know, there's these things that you do like as humans, when you walk out and you go and you interact with people in your day-to-day life, and there's certain words, keywords, that like you come across. So it's like, yeah, you know, how are you doing today? Um, you know, what was the holidays like? You know, oh, is someone if someone took a break, oh, are you okay? You know, these sort of slant words is here or there, but love really, when you sort of really have an experience of love, you know what love is. It's not sort of here or there, um, and it doesn't go away. It doesn't really matter. Like you can meet someone, right?
There's a
Even like
second definition.
in my sort of circumstances, as I said, like you know, I was married, whatever. I don't have any disagreements with with my ex-wife, like because that's love. It's not sort of having an agreement or disagreement with someone. Like
So
there's
why
no
aren't you guys
drama
still together?
because we can't be together. You know, you know, things, people growing different ways. You can't always have it your own way or have it the way you think things are going to pan out. Um, but that doesn't necessarily mean it needs to be a negative thing. You don't know what's going to happen. Like just because, oh, I got divorced like last year doesn't mean like I don't know what's going to happen in the next 5 years. Why am I going to start sort of being all aggressive and getting in my feelings about,
But
oh,
who said
this is
that?
going to, you know,
Nobody said that though.
said
Or
said
not
what?
not in this realm of thing. No one said that you should get into your feelings or get all aggressive or anything like that. Actually, we're talking about it in a very positive sense. So you're the only
I've
one
had
who.
conversations. I've had conversations online, and as
But
soon as I've said I'm divorced, the men
wait,
have
wait, wait,
turned
wait,
around and
wait, wait,
gone,
wait,
"Oh,
wait, wait. What did you say to me earlier about Mr. Kevin Samuels? Why are you bringing that up? That was in the past, Kaya. So why are you bringing this up in this moment? Did you not
that's
say that?
quite
Leave the
okay,
past
right."
back
So, right, madam,
there, right?
calm down a sec. Look, I was just
I'm not calm. I mean, I'm
partition
not
that.
sorry.
That's a complete that look that's two separate things. What I'm specifically talking about, I've actually gone on people's platforms and they've tried to speak to me about divorce, right? And when I've said I'm divorced, the first thing they've said is, "Oh, so do you want to speak to other men about what that feels like?" You know, and it's like what do you want me to say? Do you get what I'm saying? It's like, uh, am I supposed to sort of put out this thing, oh, women are bad and this is that the other? Do you get what I mean? It's like, no, I've not had negative experiences with women, period. Do you get what I'm saying? If anything, my experiences with women have been, has made me the man that I am. Like, why do men like do that sort of shit? It's complete and utter bullshit. It's crazy. You know, it's like women do the same thing. It's like, oh, just because I've had a bad experience with a man, it's like, oh, all men are like, no. It's like, what the hell is that all about? Get yourself in check. That's what I'd say. And more so, we're living in a new world, so just get your act together. I think,
Okay, so back to so the definition of love is down there. This is the dictionary definition of love. And then the second one, love, a great interest and pleasure in something. So you agree with both of those, what love is?
I think someone who writes a book has an agenda. So I don't necessarily agree with that sort of shit, to be honest. I sort of have my own perspective. And if someone walks into my look, I've had people
oh, my booty hurt. Okay.
There you go.
Oh, did I say that out loud? Let me turn this way. We go. Come on, Simon. I'm gonna listen to my Simon right now, and we're just gonna have us a nice little chat. I just want to hear you. You go for it.
I will go soon, but I hope that we can bounce again. That'll be cool. But you
hope what?
I hope we can bounce again soon. Like that's why I was asking when you come.
Bounce again? Does that mean talk again, or does that mean?
Yeah. Sorry, like this is English language.
Bounce again. Yeah. I like that. We bouncing. All right, we bouncing. We gonna bounce again. Bouncing. Okay. Yeah, we can bounce again. Right. Woo. Like here we would say, I hope we can kick it again. So that goes together.
So that's your bounce. Yeah.
Right. I got you. Hope we can bounce again. Okay, so let's go back to something. Sunbreeze has left us, so we can go back to, you never said what age I look. You said you think I'm 42, because I still haven't told you my age yet. So how old do I look? And just saying that it's not even that serious.
How old you look? You look, yeah. So you look, I'd say about 36.
36. But you feel I'm probably like 42 after like maybe my demeanor and talking to me, right?
Only reason why I'm saying that is because I had a colleague the other day, and she's from Asia, and she looked at me, and she was we was having a discussion. Basically, we went to lunch, like, and I said, I told her I was 42, and she was like, oh, but I had a mask on as well. You probably know that. And she was like, oh, I can't really tell with black people like how old they are.
That's true. That's so true.
And I was like, oh, you're 42. So she was like, oh, she thought I was younger, basically, than I was. And at the same time, she thought I was younger, and it happens to me in supermarkets. I don't get sold alcohol. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I have to pull out my driver's license, because they're sort of like, they don't really get it. Like, they just see that like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I can kind of see that now. Yeah, when you do that.
Yeah. So then
you should just pull down your mask.
Yeah. So it's the same with you. So it's like, when you ask me how old you are, like, how am I supposed to tell? You get what I mean?
No, it's just a fun game to guess. That's all.
Okay, I can play that game.
And it's true, yeah. Because like when I go to amusement parks and stuff, and they have those games where you can win those big prizes to where you can guess the age or you can guess the weight. I get away with the people think like my weight. They don't think I weigh as much as I do. But like either one, I always win. They don't never get it right, and stuff. So.
They can't. They're just in the moment anyway. So don't worry about it.
So, what do you do for a living, Simon?
Oh shit! Now we're gonna.
Oh, what? Because no, you the one who had mentioned. What
do you do for a living? Oh, are you still a nurse?
No, I
You know, and
resigned.
I was supposed to say, like, I was trying to say, like, but the chat was so crazy. It was just like, you know, we got this thing over here, like when the pandemic happened, like we used to have clap for the nurses every Thursday. Like everyone will come out of their apartments and out of their flats and out of their houses, and we'll clap for the NHS. We have the NHS over when the pandemic was going on because we really appreciate everyone and like everything that was going on. I don't know if anything was going on in the US like that, but we really appreciate it. And we're really starting to understand and think about people that are on the front line in terms of the dedication and the service that they give is almost like equivalent to the army because the army's a bit is defunct at the moment because of, you know, we're in what they call peacetime. So we now have to sort of look at the service people, which are the service people on the front line who are saving our lives in the wards, in the hospitals, in the departments, and that's got to be taken deadly serious because these variants are going to be an ongoing change going forward, future looking. So yeah, I did have a moment to sort of be your piece in that moment, and I totally respect that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Your turn.
To say what?
Actually, you went all the. No, I said, what do you do?
What's your question?
Because you said, what do you do?
Oh yeah, so I work with schools and colleges. Yeah, I do. I
know you say you work with the youth.
I'm generally a consultant. So I work with schools and colleges. I work with students. I support people into employment. I build businesses. It depends on what people want to do. I work in media. My background is media generally. I've worked with a lot of different artists, media, music, entertainment, screen.
Like journalism, like reporting on it or sharing it,
No,
or
like actual content. So sort of, if you wanted to become a recording artist, or if you wanted to like do a TV show, or if you wanted to media, like in terms of like if you wanted to, create a paperback or I don't really do the social media stuff, but the more sort of tangible stuff. That's my background. Like for example, I've worked with like BMG, Estelle, Sade. I don't really like to name drop and bullshit, but I'm
still like, so you help, so you get their name out there more so, or I don't think I'm understanding.
Right. So all right, I'm gonna draw back a bit. So like I love you. You're cool. Not get their name out there, but like I don't know if you know about. I'm more of a facilitator, so like I don't know if like there's like I do my own stuff, so I have my own music. Like if you Google my name, like Simon Exit, shit will come up in terms of my.
Okay, I'm gonna Google it.
Content. No, don't. It's like, no.
I gotta find my glasses.
No, go Google it. Look, Google Simon Hector, right?
I don't know where my glasses are. Oh my lord!
Right. Or do it today, tomorrow, whenever. Look, it doesn't really matter.
I can do two things at once.
Yeah, I know. But that's my past. Like in terms of music, I was a music producer.
Music producer, okay.
Like I worked with a lot of people. Worked in media, worked in TV, blah blah blah. Moving forward, I moved into a different sort of area, so it was almost like consulting and working with people, working with charities. After that, you know what I'm saying?
because I was fortunate enough to have a mentor in my life. So I moved
Oh,
into
really?
that sort of area. Yeah. So, and my
Yeah.
mentor, he, you know, that's why I feel it's like important for black men to have mentors, and even black
I,
women. You know, you need
oh,
mentors, like not people in your family, people that have another perspective, that are successful, who have tangible things going on. Like my mentor, he showed, and even at the time, I didn't really know. Like I used to just gaslight him. To be honest, I was just like, I ain't really paying attention to this. But
I hear you.
as time has gone on, it's been like 20, 30 years, I'm still in contact with him. Do you get what I'm saying? And he's still relevant as anything, um, in his own space. So sometimes you just need to pay attention to certain people, and that doesn't really happen often in our community. We just sort of seem to think, oh, you just get what you get right now, and you don't even know how to do what you need to do, like within that sort of realm. Do you get what I'm saying? It's just like, oh, I'm gonna give you 10 grand right now to try and better yourself, and then you just blow that shit. Um, and then it's just like, well, you didn't even think, well, I'm just, no, don't do that. Receipts and shit. What the fuck?
That's me and you.
Yeah, it's real.
I'm listening.
Look, I'm transparent, man. I don't give a fuck. I'm real like that. So I'm not, you know, imperfect. I'm human like everyone else is. Do you get what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to say, and what's going on, and like in this last couple of years, especially like with the pandemic and everything, is just, I just feel like it's important for our
Mhm.
people to get together, like, and like who can have the conversations will have the conversations, who will connect. But it's important that we have this opportunity. As I said, like I wouldn't be speaking to you like 4 years ago. Yeah, it just wouldn't come across my thought
Why?
process,
Why?
because I was running my business and I was married and I was
Oh,
just in my
oh,
own space. Do you get what I'm saying? And it was just like
yeah.
it was me. That's it. Do you get what I'm saying? And I was facilitating
Mhm.
whatever I was facilitating. And now it's just like things have happened. It's opened up a totally new game. So it's
So
like
you're
okay,
happy about these things that are happening.
I'm not about happy. I just understand that it's a new world. It's a new
Mhm.
way of thinking. And whoever wants to have that conversation will have that conversation.
Mhm. I
But I
see.
think, go.
No, I was just saying I see. It was one of those I don't know what they're called when it comes up that VOG, like it's a bad thing. So I was just deleting it off of there. In the
Okay,
chat thingy. Hmm.
I don't know.
Okay, so going back to what you're saying, so this is a good thing that you with the whole thing of this media stuff, or the way that we can communicate now, and you were saying like you wouldn't have had this opportunity or be here now, and in the
Not
past
me
like 4 years.
personally. Not me personally. I just think people in general. I don't think me personally. Um, I acknowledge it as a personal thing in terms of being from that background, because like if you work in TV, for example, the whole thing's changed. So a lot of people are not watching TV these days.
That's
A lot of
true.
people are on their
That's
laptop, a
true.
lot of people are on their phones. So the whole dynamic has changed, like the whole sort of cable thing. So it's a matter of like paying more attention to what you're interested in. like you know, like where if you're subscribed to Amazon, for example, you
Right.
buy something, and it's going to link to something that you're more interested in, you know, that'll come through to you. So it's not really, I wasn't sort of really, I never really talk from a personal perspective, unless I'm having a personal conversation with someone, and that's going
Mm-hmm.
in. You know, so like if we're having a conversation, it's like I'm saying to you, look, you know, hit me up on an email, IG or whatever, then that's different. And we're having a different type of conversation. We might have a specific type of live about something on IG or on YouTube or whatever, but we're just having a general conversation right now. But as I said, is very interesting. So I don't know. I don't know. The way you're looking at me sometimes, it's just like I'm just talking. You don't even know what the hell I'm talking about.
No, I hear you. I'm understanding. I understand. See, I'm looking at you. I understand. It was like you just said if we weren't here on this platform, maybe if we were like talking more in a private setting, it would be something different. I heard you. I understood. See, I'm
Right,
just listening.
right, but I gotta hop off because I've got some stuff to take care of. It's like 4 o'clock. So
Okay.
hopefully we can bounce again. I don't know when you're on next. When you're on next, tell the
Tomorrow.
audience. Tomorrow. What time?
You like I told you, you can hit me up on IG or whatever. It's the same. It's just Kaya on everything.
Okay, cool. I'll do that. You take care of yourself.
Sounds good.
Peace.
Yeah. All right. Nice talking with you. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it too. Okay, you take care of
Okay.
yourself.
Bye-bye. You
Bye
too.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
All right, guys. Got a little off topic, but it's all good. Had a good time talking with Simon. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll see what we'll talk about. Just Kaya. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.